Wonder what's bringing the two Cartwright boys to town.
Old Nosey himself. But he can't ride in or out of town without your long nose starting to itch.
Nothing wrong taking an interest in your neighbor.
I always was one to keep to my own affairs. But old Jeb here, he's sort of been bit by the curiosity bug. He's wondering what brung you fellers to town.
Well, I reckon I can tell you two fellers.
Yeah.
See them two horses down there? They brought us.
You just had to get nosy, didn't you?
Ah! Yeah. Ah! Come on, Joe. This paperwork's gonna take us an hour.
Wait a second. I don't see the stage come in. You know, Hoss, the idea of sitting in that musty old office all day kind of makes my stomach flutter, you know?
Yeah, I know what makes your stomach flutter. I've seen her, too. Come on here.
Hey, well, wait a minute. Now, Pa said you were going to take care of all that paperwork and stuff. Well, you just hold down the fort. I'll be back in a minute. Ma'am, we kind of pride ourselves on our hospitality here in Virginia City. That's why we always have a gentleman meet the young ladies at the stage.
Oh, how nice. Where is he?
Well, my dear, we'd best check into the hotel.
Where is he?
There, they got room?
Yeah, two rooms, as a matter of fact. One for myself and one for my niece. Where's your sheriff generally hang out this time of day?
Well, if you're avoiding him, stay off Main Street. If you're looking for him, his office is down the street a piece. Rooms 10 and 11. Can't exactly make out your name here. Is it, Cranston?
Yeah, that's my name, all right. Homer T. Cranston.
Well, Charlie, look at this. Kind of reminds me of a refreshing breeze right off from the prairie.
And you two remind me of a gale from the barn. Now, if you don't mind.
If I didn't know better, I'd think he was trying to avoid us. Now, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Not to two nice fellows like us.
Now, listen, you two back pasture Romeos, out of my way. Can a lady walk in this town without being bothered by two low-down, miserable, fat-brained, lop-eared coats?
Lop-eared?
Yes, lop-eared.
You want to play game now? No, we'll play game. But we'll make up the rules. Here.
Charlie! Now, look, Gideon!
wasn't nothing, ma'am.
Miss Flinch. But you can call me Jennifer, Mr.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. My name's Cartwright, but you can just call me Hoss.
Hoss? I like that.
Do you?
And it's easy to see why you named that, because you're stronger than a whole team of Percherons at sunup. Yes, sir, you got muscles stronger than a mule.
While you're at it, Hoss, why don't you show her your teeth? Allow me to present myself again, Miss Joe Cartwright at your service.
Cartwright? Well, that's your name.
Sad but true, blood is thicker than water. He's my older brother. Much older.
Now, look here, Joe.
And that disgraceful incident I just witnessed. Street brawling.
Street brawling? Joe, them two liquored up bums was trying to bother Miss Jennifer.
Now, you stop teasing your brother, Joseph. It was just wonderful the way he came to my rescue. Why, he's the strongest man I've ever met.
Well, now that you've seen his talents, how would you like to see a little more refined part of Virginia City, say, luncheon at Garson's restaurant?
Sure. Why, I'm hungry than a parcel of pokettes for a spring thaw. I would be delighted to have luncheon with you. If, Hoss will accompany us.
Oh, ma'am, I'd be happy to.
Hoss, did you get all that paperwork finished?
Dad, burn it. I gotta get that done, too. Maybe I can join you later, ma'am.
Please do.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't you hurry now, Hoss, because haste makes waste.
Thank you again.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, let me tell you about the ranch I run. We call it the Ponderosa. How's it going, Rocky?
Not too good, little Joe. Lumbago stiffed me up something awful. I can't ride no more. I was sort of wondering if,
Sure. There you go, Rocky.
Bless you, lad. Howdy.
And you run the Ponderosa all by yourself?
Well, of course, Hoss helps me with a few routine matters. Of course, then there's Pa and Adam. That's my older brother. They have a few minor chores to take care of, but I do take most of the burden myself. Hey, well, that's enough about me. What brings you to Virginia City?
Well, I came with my Uncle Gideon. He's in the investment business over to Placerville. He had some sort of a deal here, so I twisted his arm to take me along. Hey, they got sauerkraut and hog knuckles.
Morning. Sorry.
Thank you.
Wow, that feed had popped the corset stays on a schoolmarm. The luncheon was delightful.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the cuisine.
No, I had the hog knuckles.
Oh. Hey, look. Why don't we go down to the livery stable? I'll rent a buggy, go for a little ride, and I'll show you the countryside.
Well, that would be very nice, but don't you think we better wait here for Hoss?
Oh, no, I think he's going to be tied up for a long time.
Oh.
So I'll just pay the check, and we'll be on our way.
What's the matter?
My wallet's gone. It's funny, I had it outside when I gave Rocky that money. I was careful to put it back in my pocket. I haven't been close to anybody. Except you, Jennifer, honey. That was a pretty funny joke. You had me worried for a minute. Let me have it back so I can pay the check.
I didn't take your old wallet.
Well, look, a joke's a joke. Come on, give me it back.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Cartwheel.
Cartwright.
I am not the kind of a girl that goes around lifting men's wallets, even for a joke.
Well, if you didn't do it for a joke, you must have done it for real. And if you don't give it back, I'm going to take it back.
You call yourself a gentleman? Why, you mealy-mouthed, addle-headed, mangy renegade cousin to a second low.
All right, that's about enough. All right, Miss Pocket-Picking Flinch, I'm taking you to the sheriff's office.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Now, you snake-eyed son! What?
Yeah.
You loco, addle-brained brock! You put me down!
Hi, Grannies. Looky there. And you want to sit down by the general store at t'other end of the street.
There's been more doing here this morning than I see in 3 weeks at the Alamo.
Yeah.
Get your big paws off me!
I was getting big enough to attract all kinds of riffraff and sneak thieves. Oh! Don't let this pretty face fool you, sir. She's nothing but a sneaking pickpocket. You search her, she's got my wallet.
What this jackal says is a dirty lie, Sheriff. I never touched his moth-eating old wallet. And if you touch me, I'll scratch your eyes out.
Now you simmer down, the both of you. Little Joe, I've known you a long time. And if you say that this little lady stole your pocketbook, then I got to believe that you think you're telling the truth. On the other hand, while she's a total stranger, she don't have the look of no pickpocket. Spunky, yeah, but a winsome looking little thing.
Oh, yeah. And that's all part of her bait, Sheriff. Yeah, to gull an innocent man like myself into letting my guard down so she can stick her hands in my pockets. Now, you search her. She's got my wallet on her.
You just go ahead and try, Sheriff, and you'll end up with a mouthful of Sheriff's badge.
We gotta start being more careful, Sheriff Coffey. This town's beginning to get all kind of riffraff and sneak thieves. I caught this here hombre red-handed. As a matter of fact, I caught him with his hand in my pocket. Low-down pickpocket. Here, I found these on him. He's had a busy morning.
Wait a minute.
Come on.
I wouldn't want to touch the ugly old thing, Sheriff, but if I'm not mistaken, that wallet belongs to Mr. Cartwheel.
Cartwright.
Miss Jennifer, I don't know what to say.
You bet your sweet life you don't know what to say. You've said enough already. May I go now, Sheriff?
You may.
That is for the hog knuckles and sauerkraut. Good day, Sheriff.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but my name, sir, is Gideon Flinch. Now, I take it that you're the sheriff?
I am.
Oh, excuse me.
Roy Coffey's the name. Is there something I can do for you?
Why, yes. May I speak with you privately, Sheriff?
Yeah, excuse me, boys.
You see, Sheriff, now, I'm being pursued by a madman. Here, just you read this.
Yeah. Gideon Flinch, General Delivery, Placerville, California. I'll meet you in the bank. What's this? I will break every bone in your body, horsewhip you, and then shoot you. Signed by Mr. Burke. Now, who's he?
Yeah, William Burke. They call him Bullethead Burke.
Bullethead Burke.
Yeah, you see, I run a small investment house over in Placerville, Sheriff. Now, this Burke entrusted me with $5,000 for speculative investment. Well, naturally, I do the best I can for my clients, but I can't be right all the time.
Well, of course not. And this $5,000 of Mr. Burke's, that's been wiped out?
Unfortunately, yes. Except for my commission, of course.
Well, of course, a man can't lose his own commission.
Well, somehow this Burke got the idea that I cheated him.
Now, where in the world did he ever get that idea?
Oh, you've got to help me. He might be riding into Virginia City right this minute.
Now, you just calm down and give me his description. I'll keep an eye peeled for him.
I can't describe him. He did all his business with me by mail. But I've heard he's big, strong, and mean.
Now, if you can't describe him, ain't nothing I can do for you.
Oh.
Say, friend.
Me?
Got a light?
Well, well, where's your smoke?
Well, I figure if you don't mind lighting me, you wouldn't mind supplying the stogie.
May I have my key, please? Oh.
They stole it.
May I have my key, please?
Good afternoon, Miss Cranston.
Hello. I'm afraid you got my name mixed up. It isn't Cranston, it's Flinch.
Flinch? I don't think I understand. Your uncle registered you in as Miss Hepzibah Cranston.
Hepzibah? Let me see that. Hepzibah, indeed. Hepzibah. Oh, really, Uncle Gideon?
I thought it was kind of a nice name.
Do I look like a Hepzibah?
Well, I'm not going to look like your Uncle Gideon. If Bullethead Burke catches up with me, which he'll probably do, now that you made the clerk put my right name down on the hotel register.
Well, I didn't know, Uncle. I thought you were here on business, not running away from a man.
Well, I didn't want you to worry, my dear. But the die is cast. I'm trapped and no way out.
Oh, maybe you're just imagining it. Maybe he isn't chasing you at all.
Well, I didn't conjure this up. No, sir. You just take a look at that. Oh, if I were only young and strong, I'd stand up to this Burke and whip him.
Of course you would.
But I'm not young and strong.
Uncle, do you remember on the stage this morning we passed that old deserted cabin about 3 miles from here?
Well, I noticed a shack by the river.
That's the one. Now, look, you sneak out the back way. I'll buy some grub and rent a buggy and take you out there.
No, it won't work. Burke would just find out I've been here and track me down like a dog.
But I thought you said you'd never seen you.
Oh, well, that won't stop him. No, Jennifer, I've heard stories about this Burke. Well, I understand he can lick any two ordinary men, and I'm not even ordinary. What's it?
I'm not going to have my favorite uncle get beaten up. You are going to hide out in that cabin. Only Burke, when he gets here, isn't going to come looking for you, because he's going to find somebody here whom he'll think is you.
But I don't understand. I mean, you can't find someone who's willing to take my place and get beaten up.
To get beaten up? No. To take your place, yes. If I can trick him into it. And I think I can.
Hi, Rocky. You lose your smoke?
Yeah, not only that, Lumbago's stiffened me up something terrible. I can't ride no more. Also, I kind of hate to do this, but, well,
Here, Rocky.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Thank you.
Now, you're safe, Uncle Gideon. You got plenty of food and firewood.
Well, I still don't like this idea, not one bit.
Oh, well, it's better than being horsewhipped and beaten and every bone busted in your body. Now, I've got a little plan worked out. And unless I'm losing my touch. Come on, hoss. Get over the way that you handled those two men that were bothering me this morning.
Oh, there's kind of puny, Miss Jenny. Anyhow, they need to bet.
I'll just bet that there aren't two men anywhere could take you.
Oh, sure there is, Miss Jenny. Somewhere.
No, Hoss. You're the kind of a man that a girl feels safe with. You know, that a girl can depend on.
Oh, yeah, you can depend on me, Miss Jenny. Anything you want, you just ask me, here.
Oh, no, Hoss. You've done more than enough. Of course, there is one small favor that I'd like to ask of you.
Why, sure, ma'am.
Well, you know, my Uncle Gideon has been tired and exhausted from the trip and all. He doesn't feel up to showing an out-of-town client a good time. So I was just wondering if you...
Miss Jenny, I ain't much at good timing with a stranger.
Oh, Hoss, you'd be wonderful. And there's no problem, because this client, Mr. Burke, he's never seen my uncle.
Miss Jenny, I don't know.
Oh, it's simple, Hoss. All this Mr. Burke will want is maybe a free dinner and a few drinks. Why, I've a hunch that after he sees you, he'll only stay for a minute or two.
Dad burn, Miss Jenny. Them big business deals. I'm about as clumsy as a one-legged spider. But, you know, if you really want me to,
Oh, Hoss, I really want you to.
Now, let me get this straight, Hoss. Jennifer wants you to just play act the part of her uncle. Sort of have a little talk with this Mr. Burke, maybe buy him a drink.
That's right. I'm on my way up there right now, Joe, to meet him. Fact is, since I'm going to be here all evening, there ain't no use in you hanging around. You might as well just ride on back out the ranch.
No, I better stay with you, Hoss. Maybe give you some help.
Oh, no, you don't. Fact is, Joe, you done had your chance with Jennifer. You ride on back out to Ponderosa and tell Paul I ain't going to be there for supper. Bye, little brother.
There, fella. Do you want me?
I do if you're Miss Flinch.
I am.
Well, this here fellow from the stage office gave me a nickel to ask you to come down there right away, please. Said there was some sort of mix-up with your ticket.
Honest to Pete, these ticket offices. All right. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
What's the matter, boy?
I come as fast as I could. It's the Ponderosa. Heap of trouble. You gotta go.
What sort of trouble, boy?
Fire. It's burning like a can of coal oil.
Here, you tell this lady in here what happened. You hear?
Glory be.
Got it just like you said, mister.
Hey, you sure did, Sammy. Now, here's the nickel I promised you.
Nickel?
What are you, some kind of a crook or something? He wins a game, he gets another week off.
What'd you make that move for?
What did I make the move? You told me to make the move. You're so smart. You go ahead, you play him yourself. Go on.
All right, I will. Come on, set him up.
You're going to lose me so many games, this fella's going to get out of here, and I won't have nobody to play with but you.
I'll show you how this game should be played.
Yeah. I suppose you invented it. Over here.
Come on, one more. All right, now which do you choose?
Clark, he's faster than you are with them handcuffs on.
All right, you go first.
Oh.
Don't touch us.
Well, it's awful nice you fellas come all the way from Chicago just to help me out.
The boss said there's nothing too good for Bullethead Burke.
Do you really think the pigeon's here, Bullethead?
Well, there hadn't been a stage out of town since he arrived. This is the only hotel. Boy, I've been looking forward to this for a long, long time. Now, you fellows go in the alley and back. just in case Mr. Flinch tries to make a break for it out the back way. Now, easy and quiet. Don't cause no commotion.
Bullethead, do you think this is the first time we pulled an out-of-town job?
Sorry, boys. Forgot where you were from.
All right, which to choose?
Over here. See? Thought he'd fall for it, didn't you?
No! You lose this game, he gets out today. You already lost me 7 games.
You there? That's why you're a deputy. Come on, I'll let you out.
Doggone mule-eared, flea-bitten biscuit binders. You!
What, Jennifer? What a pleasant surprise.
What have you done with Hoss? What are you doing here?
No names, Jennifer. Now, you call me enough names to last me for a whole year. I just wanted an opportunity to tell you how dead wrong I was.
Well, you'll be plain dead if you don't get out of here.
Oh, look, don't stand that draft.
I'll bet that you had something to do with sending me on that wild goose chase to the stage office, too.
Sort of. Yeah. Oh, and I sent Hoss back to the Ponderosa.
Oh, no.
Oh, honey, look, all's fair in love and war. Ah, this isn't exactly war, is it?
Oh,
come on, don't be like that.
I'll be like what I want to be like.
Excuse me.
Yes?
I'm looking for a man. I can't describe him, but he goes by the name of Gideon Flinch.
Of course. Room 10.
You mean he's here, using his own name?
Now, when he checked in, he called himself Homer T. Cranston. I may look pretty stupid, but not much slips by me.
Yeah, room 10, huh? Thanks.
Now, look, you wanted Hoss to be Gideon Flinch, so now I'll be Gideon Flinch.
You can't be Gideon Flinch.
Why can't I? You know, look, I know Hoss has got the muscles and the brawn, but I just feel that I have the ability to make a much better impression on Mr. Burke. Hey, that might be Mr. Burke.
No.
Oh, Jennifer, will you stop worrying? Look, I just want a chance to show you I'm sorry, that's all. I'll be the best little old Gideon Flinch you ever saw. I promise. I'll make a good impression on Mr. Burke if it kills me. Hey, don't forget to call me Uncle.
Are you Gideon Flinch?
Oh, yes, you must be Mr. Burke. Very nice to meet you.
So you're the one that cheated me out of my $5,000, huh? You know, I kind of thought you'd be an older man, but I'm glad you're not. I'd hate to beat up on an old man.
Well, Bullethead was right. The little pigeon did try to sneak out the back way.
Yeah, you gonna go along quietly, Flinch?
Flinch? Oh, you made a mistake, a terrible mistake. My name is Jake the Weasel.
Come on, don't give us that. Jake the Weasel's doing time in Detroit.
Oh, that must be another Jake the Weasel.
You say you're Jake the Weasel, we say you're Gideon Flinch. You calling us liars?
Let's just take a look here and see what we can find. Well, now, this wallet's got all kinds of cards with the name Gideon Flinch. This watch, there's a name engraved on it. Gideon Flinch.
I found it, but my name's Jake the Weasel.
No.
You know, you're lying to us and you hurt our feelings.
You know, we're sort of sensitive about that. You know, we may even end up massaging your throat.
Like I said, Flinch, nobody cheats Bullethead Burke out of $5,000 and gets away with it.
Oh, but I'm not going to work you over here. Me and my boys are going to take you for a little ride out in the country and do the job real proper-like.
You see, Mr. Burke, there's been a nasty mistake.
Oh, you're so right. And you made it when you cheated me out of my money.
No, hold it, Mr. Burke. Now, I didn't cheat you out of... Oh. I didn't cheat you out of anything. See, the fact of the matter is I'm not even Gideon Flinch.
Sure. You're in Flinch's hotel room. And you try the old oil on me just as big as brass. Well, it won't work, Flinch.
Jennifer, you own up and tell Mr. Burke here who I really am.
Yeah, you do that, honey.
You taught me never to tell a lie, Uncle Gideon.
Uncle Gideon? Oh, look, this is just a plan she's got to protect her uncle. Now, I never cheated you out of anything. See, the fact is, my name is Cartwright, Joe Cartwright.
You got something on you to prove? You're this here, what do you call it, cartwheel?
Cartwright. Cartwright. Oh, sure. I got a lot of proof. I got a... Oh. See, I had the proof, and I left my wallet in the sheriff's office.
Of course you did. Everybody leaves their wallets with the sheriff.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Gideon Flinch, unless you want to test my shooting at 5 feet, you better stand real quiet while I tie up the little lady here. We don't want her running after the law after we're gone, now, do we?
Oh. Jennifer, will you please tell Mr. Burke who I really am?
I already have, Uncle Gideon.
Uncle Gideon.
Wonder what's keeping Burke. He must know by now the pigeon ain't in the hotel. We've got him.
But fellas, I tell you, I'm Jake the Weasel.
Are you boys down there?
Yeah, Bullethead, we're here.
Good. Now stand by. I'm coming down the ladder. And I'm bringing this no-good, low-down skunk of a Gideon Flinch with me.
You've got him.
And who have we got?
Like I've been telling you, fellas, my name's Jake the Weasel.
Paul, how come you ain't out fighting the fire?
What fire? The only thing burning around here's Pa. Beat him 3 games straight.
Paul, you didn't send a little boy in about that high to get me?
You've been out in the sun too long. Better warn him about chewing that loco weed.
That dad-burned little Joe, I should have known it. I'm gonna kill him. Paul, it's like this. This pretty little gal came into town on the stage today, and little Joe took her to lunch, only she picked his pocket. The fact is, he just thought she picked his pocket. She wanted me to be Gideon Flinch because her uncle wasn't feeling too good. He was there in town, and he didn't feel like meeting Mr. I'll explain it all later, Paul. I'm gonna kill that little Joe.
Maybe we better find out what... Yeah, it's your move.
Okay, hold it up right here. Come on, boys. This is the end of the ride.
This thing don't drive like the ones we use in Chicago.
Well, we got to decide which one of these two hombres is the real Gideon Flinch.
Like I keep telling you, I'm Jake the Weasel.
Shut up!
One thing's for sure. One of you's lying.
Well, Mr. Burke, why don't you just ask somebody who lives around here, and they'll tell you who I am.
Got an idea, Bullethead. Why don't we take care of the both of them?
That's right. The boss said nothing's too good for you, Bullethead.
Well, I appreciate that, fellas, but Bullethead Burke's a fair man. There's a cabin up ahead there. We'll ask one of the local yokels if he can identify one of you and not the other. Come on.
That burned mule here, flea-bitten biscuit binder. Jennifer, Joe do this to you?
I just wanted to do so. No, Hoss, it was Burke. I lied to you, Hoss. Burke came here to beat up my Uncle Gideon. I thought that after he saw you, he wouldn't make any trouble. But then little Joe took your place. And now Burke's taking little Joe out to beat him up somewhere. He thinks little Joe is my Uncle Gideon.
Jennifer, you was here all the time. How come you didn't tell Burke Joe wasn't your uncle?
Oh, I'm so ashamed, Hoss, but I was afraid he'd really find my uncle, and I was so mad at little Joe for calling me a pickpocket and...
Oh, honey, that's all right. Now, everything's all right, honey. What's done's done. What we got to do now is find little Joe.
And quick. Well, look at this letter. You see why Burke is really mad. Look at that.
God, Bertie. Must be a half a dozen roads out of Virginia City. I'm going to go down on the street and scout around and see if I can find anybody that saw him leaving.
Okay. Oh, and I'm going to rent a buggy and go out and check on my Uncle Gideon. Thank goodness he's safe.
Hey, that's...
Shut up!
Oh, howdy, neighbor. I take it you're a native of these parts.
Yes.
Oh, good. Maybe you can help me solve a little problem. Oh, let me introduce myself. My name's Burke. Some folks call me Bullethead Burke. And I'm a stranger in these parts myself. And I need someone to identify one of the local boys for me, Mr.
That's the real Gideon Flinch. I tell you, Burke, that's Gideon Flinch. I seen him in the sheriff's office and on the stagecoach.
Why don't you shut up? You'll try anything, won't you? Now, what did you say your name was, sir?
Cranston. Yeah, Homer T. Cranston.
Mr. Cranston? That's the name the hotel clerk told me that Flinch used.
That's right, Bullethead. This is the man I saw get off the stage this morning.
Now we've got 3 Gideon Flinches to take care of. What difference does it make? 1, 2, 3. The boss said there's nothing too good for Bullethead.
All right. Now, all you Flinches, get into that cabin. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Now, this much I know. One of you cheated me out of $5,000. Now, once and for all, which of you is the real Gideon Flinch?
I'm Jake the Weasel.
And I'm Joe Cartwright.
Cranston? Homer T?
Somebody coming out there, Bullethead.
Well, see who it is.
I guess we all know who that is.
Hey, you let me go! Let me go! Hey,
let go of the door! Let go of it!
So you managed to get yourself untied and follow us, huh? All right, sister, now for the last time. Which one of these galoots is your uncle? It's going to be that way, is it? All right. Now, I'm going to give you people just 3 minutes to produce the real Gideon Flinch. Me and my boys will step outside while you talk it over. Now, remember, just 3 minutes. I ain't fooling. Either one of you gets beat up, horsewhipped, and maybe shot, or all 3 of you. Now, is that clear?
I can't let you two take punishment for me. I ought to own up to Bullethead. But I can't.
Oh, that's all right, Uncle Gideon. We'll think of something. Say, how did you all get out here, anyhow?
How did we get out here? How did you get out here?
How do you think? Hoss came back and untied me.
The horse knows about this?
Yes, I told him the truth. I even gave him that letter that Burke wrote to Uncle Gideon.
You gave my brother the letter?
Yes.
And then he must have it on him. You know, I think maybe we can all get out of this.
I'm willing. Oh, anything.
Well, this is gonna be good.
Good. You see, my brother's got the letter.
Time's just about up, Bullethead.
Where'd you get the watch?
Oh, this is Flinch's. I figured when you got through with him, he wouldn't be needing it.
So you're the real Gideon Flinch. I knew it.
No, hold it, Burke. No, we decided to tell the truth.
I'll give you 10 seconds.
Well, we think this farce has gone on far enough, and, well, the three of us decided not to take a beating just to protect the real Gideon Flinch.
You mean there's another Gideon Flinch?
Four Gideon Flinches. 4 Gideon Flinches?
Yes, see, that was part of the plan. See, we wanted to protect our old pal, Gideon Flinch. Wonderful guy. And, we thought maybe we'd confuse you and then you'd leave town.
What kind of flummer are you trying to hand me?
And, now, you listen, Burke. Now, I can lead you to the real McCoy. I mean Flinch. And he's right back there in town. And I can prove it. He's got a letter on him that you wrote to him. Now, am I right or am I right? The U.S. mail does not deliver letters to the wrong people.
If this is a trick, I'm going to have your hide, Flinch, or not.
Hey, Rocky, you ain't seen Little Joe, have you?
No, sauce. I ain't seen him since this morning. But my lumbago's killing me.
Yeah, I know, Rocky.
Hey, you didn't see my pipe, did you?
There goes one of them.
Yeah. I wonder where's the other one.
There he is. One and only Gideon Flinch.
Boys, bring him in. That's him.
If that's really him, Bullethead, looks like you're going to have your hands full.
Well, the bigger they are. Besides, you always got the bulge on a man when he knows that you're right and he's wrong. And if you got him outnumbered, well, you better be right about him having my letter in his pocket.
Oh, yeah, he's got it.
You come with me. Put that thing away. Here. Keep your eye on him. Howdy, stranger.
Oh, hi.
Flinch. It's the real Gideon Flinch. I got you at last.
I take it that you're Mr. Bullethead Burke. Now, just so's they ain't no mistaken, my name is Hoss Cartwright, and you got my little brother, Little Joe.
You're Gideon Flinch.
Hey, come on! Excuse me.
Sure.
Hey, come on, Hoss! Come on! Come on, Bullethead! Come on! Come on! How you doing, Hoss?
Now, Miss Flinch. Mr. Flinch, that punch didn't hurt you no more than that. Ain't no need in us fighting.
Ah, good work, brother.
Oh, Hoss, you were magnificent.
Please, tell me, which one of you is Gideon Flinch?
Confusing, ain't it?
I guess I owe you two a great deal of thanks. Shouldn't we get the sheriff now?
It's going to be kind of hard to do. See, the sheriff and the deputy rode out of town this morning looking for a little sneak thief that busted out of their jail named Jake the Weasel.
That's me. I keep telling you, I'm Jake the Weasel. I guess he really was Jake the Weasel.
I want to go back to Chicago.
Please, I just got to know, which one of you is Gideon Flinch?
Bullethead, this here is the only Gideon Flinch there is or there ever was.
Oh, don't let him hurt me.
Oh, don't worry now, he ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Well, if you're willing to let bygones be bygones...
No, you take my word for it. I don't ever want to see any of you ever again.
Hey, now that all the excitement's over and seeing that Garson's is still open, how would you like to have a little late supper with the more charming of the Cartwright clan?
Why, I'd like that a whole lot. If the more charming member would consider taking me.
Yes, sirree. It's been a mighty tiring day. I'm plumb tuckered out.
Me too. This sure has been more exciting than the Alamo. Well...
Working all this heat, especially with those chains on them.
Animals, boy. Don't deserve no better.
You have lunch yet?
Yeah. Plus a 10-minute break every hour like your pa wants. He sends you to check on me?
Look, my pa's glad to let the territory put a road through the Ponderosa. He wants to make sure they're treated fair while they're working on our ranch.
Yeah. I'll treat them like little lambs, boy. Tell your pa not to fret. Want a drink?
No, not now. Thanks anyway.
It's a nice-looking horse.
Yeah, I'm just breaking him in. He's still a little bit nervous.
Look at him. Clean clothes, full belly, and a fine animal to take him wherever he wants to go. That Travis. One of these days, I'm gonna get him good.
Yo, kid, one more word, you do time in the hole.
Well, that was close.
Hey, thanks a lot.
For what?
For what? For saving my life.
Not for you, friend. I just didn't want to see your horse hurt.
I ain't gonna tell you again. Get on back to work.
He will in a minute, Travis, when I get through talking to him.
Well, do it quick.
Look, what's your name?
Kid. Danny Kidd.
Oh, my name's Joe Cartwright. I wish there was some way I could repay you.
You want to repay me, huh? Well, that's nice. That's real nice. Just what do you think you can do for me?
You just try me.
All right, friend. There is something you can do. Get these off of me.
Cartwright, we appreciated the way you treated our prisoners when they were working on the road through the Ponderosa, but don't you think it's carrying it a little too far to want to free somebody like Danny Kidd?
Well, Warden, we said we wanted to try and free him.
This letter from the governor's pretty good trying. You know anything about the prisoner?
Only that he saved my life.
Bring him in here. We'll let him tell you about himself, and then you tell me if you still want to see him go free. You know why you're here?
No.
There's Mr. Ben Cartwright and his sons at the Ponderosa Ranch. They want to see you turned loose. I have a letter here from the governor granting you an amnesty. But it also needs my signature. You think I should turn you loose?
You'll do what you want to do, Warden.
How old are you, son?
23.
How long have you been here?
10 years.
Since you was 13? What'd you do?
I stabbed somebody with a fork.
Why?
He tried to steal my apple pie.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
How often you get dessert with your meals?
Almost every night.
At the orphanage, they gave it to us once a month. Make sense to you now?
When did you lose your parents?
I was 5 years old.
You've been confined to state institutions all this time?
That's right, Mr. Cartwright, but I don't call it confined. I call it caged.
Warden, don't you think he's been punished enough?
I understand what you're saying, but this is a prison, not a school. If I had released him, he'd been back inside of these walls in less than a week. He has no trade, no one he can turn to.
He has now.
Do you know what you're letting yourself in for? He's like a wild animal. He knows nothing of honesty, decency. He may even turn on you, do you terrible harm.
You sign that amnesty, Warden. He'll be my responsibility.
You'll be released to Joseph Cartwright. Behave yourself for 1 year and you'll get a complete pardon. But get 1 inch out of line and you'll spend the rest of your days behind bars. Do you understand?
I understand.
You'll leave with the Cartwrights. Just a minute, kid. I got your possessions. All we found on you when you came here 10 years ago. Hard case. Not even a thank you. Well, gentlemen, he's all yours. I wish you luck.
Thank you very much, Warden, for everything.
Thank you,
Now,
Warden.
if you'll excuse me.
Well, little brother, it looks like you've cut yourself out quite a job.
Joseph, you'll be riding back to the ranch alone with Danny. Hans and I promised Mr. Carter we'd find him a prize seed bowl. Oh, and remind Adam about the party for Carter.
All right, pal. Hey, now look. Look, I don't want you to worry. Danny and I are going to get along real fine.
I hope so. I certainly hope so. You've taken on a big responsibility, son.
I know that, sir.
Hey, Danny? I'm sorry. I don't like for anybody to come up behind me quiet like.
I'll remember that next time. Was there anything wrong?
No, I couldn't sleep. Too many things to think about.
Hey, you want to talk about it?
The warden called me an animal. You want to know what an animal thinks about the first night out of the cage?
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
What do you see out there?
Oh, nothing I haven't seen before.
You know what you don't see? Walls. Wherever you look. No walls. As long as I can remember, I always looked at a wall. Standing up, lying down. Always there was a wall in front of me. They pressed you in. Made you a small little man.
About time you were getting here. We'd about given you up for lost.
We're going a couple of days, and everybody starts to panic.
The only thing that's going to panic around here is you when you find out how your back chores have piled up.
Haven't you been doing my work for me?
No.
Adam, this is Danny Kidd. Danny, this is my older brother.
Nice night.
I do.
Well, everything looks about the same.
Well, they are, except for one thing.
Now, see what I tell you? What's the matter? Somebody steal the South 40?
No, it's Concho.
Concho, what's wrong with him?
He's down. Happened this morning. Tried to get him up on his feet, but he couldn't make it.
It's the horse I was riding out by the bridge. Where is he now?
In the barn.
Let's go. Danny, come on. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The veins are all distended.
The doctor looked at him this morning. He doesn't feel anything can save him.
You gonna kill him?
I suppose we'll have to.
Why not give him a chance?
We don't like to kill animals, Danny. Doesn't seem like we have any choice.
Well, maybe not, but I like to try.
You ever worked on sick horses?
At prison. I worked with the stock. I learned a little.
It's going to take more than a little learning to save this animal. But do what you can.
Joe, if I cure him, can I ride him?
If you cure him, you can have him. Could you use some help?
Yeah, I could use a little.
All right, where do we begin?
Well, a horse gets down, his insides stop working. First thing we got to do is get him to his feet.
That's not going to be an easy job.
You got a block and tackle and a belly band?
Yeah, we got one someplace.
We'll hook it up to that beam up there. Pull him to his feet, give him enough support so he can stand. And then we'll heat up some blankets and keep him warm. The rest is up to him.
All right, let's get to work.
So far, so good. You got a kettle big enough to boil blankets in?
Yeah, back.
Let's bring it in here.
Right. How long do we keep this up?
Till he gets well or dies.
You know, I think he's gonna be all right.
I know he's gonna be all right.
Hey, mind if I ask you a question?
Ask away.
I've seen men work hard for something they want. I've never seen anybody work like you. Why is it so important?
Those clothes you're wearing, they yours?
These? Sure they are.
That gun you got, it belong to you?
Yeah?
Fact is, everything you have belongs to you. Is that right?
I guess so.
Well, the only thing I remember that belonged to me was this. I was 5 years old. After that, everything I got was hand-downs and cast-offs. It was given to me, but it was never mine. Nothing was ever mine again. Till now. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess it does. How's the work going?
Fine. Except for getting these new duds dirty.
Well, they fit pretty good. How's your horse?
Oh, he's all right. He's doing just fine.
Hey, look, we're having a party up at the house tonight for old man Carter. He's the one who sent Horse and Pa out after the bull. You gonna be there?
You asking?
Yeah, I'm asking.
I'll be there.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Okay.
Come on, Teller, give a man a chance. Pa,
Bob Stevens, you're one good-looking cowboy. No question about it.
You're one loud cowboy, that's for sure.
Well, that's confidence. A man needs confidence to make the pretties notice him, and I'm loaded with it.
You ready for tonight's doings?
Much as I'll ever be. Now, you just keep an eye on yours truly. Do what he does, and you'll get a pretty for yourself.
I'll try to remember that.
Hey, Teller, you know what I need to set me off? One of them nice, bright neckerchiefs.
Why, to hide the dirt?
Yes, there's something with color in it. A real eye catcher. You got a tie, Teller?
No, anything I got be too plain for you.
Well, now, somebody around here ought to have a good one. Maybe that new guy. Maybe he's got a flashy one I could borrow.
From what I've seen, he don't even have a plain one. Don't look to have much anything.
I'll take a look. Well, look-a-here.
Now, what's that? Looks like some kind of kid's toy or something, don't it?
What do you know? Man his age playing with stuff like that.
Put it down. I said put it down.
All right. Don't be so touchy about it. I wasn't doing no harm. I was just looking for a neckerchief. You got a nice flashy one I could borrow?
No.
Not even a little old plain one? Well, you must have got some pretty poor wages at your last job.
You know where I come from?
Still, even in prison, you must have got something.
I did.
Yeah, what?
An education. They taught me not to be a loudmouth.
Now listen, Hardcase, you've been walking around with a chip on your shoulder ever since you got here. A fella that plays with dolls can't be so tough.
Well, now, let's see how they taught you to fight in that prison.
I'm not gonna fight you.
What's the matter, you yeller?
Because you're not worth going back to jail for. Don't push your luck.
Ah, he's full of air. Come on, let's go find them pretties.
I was checking up on Concho.
Oh, I'd like you to meet Ann Carter, and this is my friend Danny Kidd.
Hello, Danny. You know, little Joe's been singing your praises all night.
Hey, look, you keep an eye on her for me. I want to talk to her father. He just bought a big herd from us. I want to make sure he's having a good time. Mr. Carter.
Oh.
How are you? Enjoying yourself?
It's a fine party, Joseph, just fine. I'm only sorry your father couldn't get back in time.
You certainly are a quiet one. No wonder I hadn't heard about you. Well, I'm supposed to know all the boys for 50 miles around.
Well, I haven't been around here too long.
Now, that's a shame. But I hope you'll stay around, because I think I like you, Danny Kidd. Oh, I do declare. I think you're blushing.
Well, I'm not too good at socializing with girls.
I don't believe that. But I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll teach you about socializing with girls.
Miss Carter.
We'll start with conversation later. Put your arm around me.
What's that?
Well, put your arm around me. For dancing, silly.
Oh.
there, Bob. You see what I see?
Yeah, I see it.
Looks like they taught that old boy lots of things in prison.
Oh, he's talking to a girl.
But Ann Carter happens to be the prettiest girl here. She's talking to him, not you.
Well, I could cut him out like a calf in a corner.
Well, how come you're still standing here while she's dancing with him?
You know, you ain't smart, Teller. Because you ask questions. And when you're smart, you got answers.
All right, smart boy, what's the answer?
Well, look, so I go cut him out. What happens? He just comes back later.
So?
You're a smart man. Cuts him out permanent.
It's very nice to see old friends again, isn't it? It's something we should do more often. I think it was very nice of Ben to have this party for us.
Excuse me, folks. Could I have a talk with you, Mr. Carter?
Well, of course, Bob. Excuse me just a moment. What is it, son?
Well, sir, if I were the father of a pretty girl like Ann, I'd be more careful with the type man she's seen with.
Say what you have to say.
What I'm saying is, he's an ex-convict.
Are you positive about this?
We all know about it, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, gentlemen. Ann,
Dad, this is Danny Kidd. Danny, this is my father.
get your things. We're leaving.
I was just beginning to have a good time.
Don't question me. Do as I say.
Is there something wrong, Mr. Carter?
Ann and I are leaving, and right now.
I don't understand.
Well, I can see why the Ponderosa might hire an ex-convict. But I can't understand how you could allow him to entertain my daughter.
Well, we didn't intend to keep it a secret. Just didn't think that tonight was the right time to talk about it.
When my daughter's welfare is concerned, any time's the right time. Good night, gentlemen.
Mr. Carter gets hot too easy. He didn't mean it.
We're sorry this happened. I'd like to find out who did it.
I'm about to.
Just a minute. Let us take care of this. Did one of you tell Mr. Carter about Danny?
You fighting his battles for him?
I fight my own battles.
No, not here, not now. We've got guests in the house. Let's try to remember it.
All right, now, which one of you told Mr. Carter about Danny?
Well, you know, when old Bob makes up his mind, it's kind of hard to get him to change it.
Well, both of you get back to the bunkhouse.
Oh, I don't take orders from you.
Look here, it was your dad that hired us, not you two.
Pack your gear. I'll have your wages ready in 10 minutes.
Might be we'll meet up sometime. Settle our differences.
I think we'd better get back to our guests.
All right, come on, everybody, let's dance. I'll get you some punch.
Hi, Betty. Hi, Bob. Oh, boy, am I glad that's over. Well, I'm for bed. How about you guys?
Oh, I think I'll have a look at Concho.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, take it easy, Al.
All right.
Let's get a drink.
You think you can take him?
Just watch me.
You want it real bad, don't you?
That's what I'm here for, little friend.
I figure I can handle you, too.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to, Teller.
Well, wait a minute. What's the matter with you?
I'm not gonna fight you, friend. I'm gonna kill you.
Danny! Danny, let him up! Let him up! You're gonna kill him! Let him up! Get him out of here fast! What's the matter with you? You trying to kill him?
That's the reason for fighting, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Stevens was sore, but he didn't want to kill you.
In prison, you got a man down, you made sure he stayed down. You didn't, he'd get you. A week, a month, a year, time didn't matter. One day you turn your back and he'd get you.
Maybe that's the way it is in prison, but it doesn't work that way on the outside. Now, you were wrong, real wrong.
I make a habit of being wrong. Maybe you were wrong in taking me out of that cage.
When I think I'm wrong, I'll tell you.
Welcome home, Pa. Adam said you wanted to see me.
Yes, I do. Understand you had a little trouble here last night.
Yeah, well, if you mean that trouble with Mr. Carter, that was...
No, I don't mean the trouble with Mr. Carter. As a matter of fact, I saw Mr. Carter in Virginia City earlier today. Naturally, he was concerned for Anne, but he understood what we were trying to do. No, I was referring to the trouble that came later.
Oh, yeah. You must be talking about the fight. Well, that wasn't anything. We settled that.
Well, Adam tells me that Danny tried to kill Bob Stevens. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Why? Did Bob provoke him so much that he had to try to kill him?
Well, maybe Danny thought he did.
Do you think he did?
No. No, not enough to kill him.
Well, what do you intend doing about it?
I wish I knew.
Joseph. Now, you know you have the power to send him back to prison, if that's what you want to do.
Look, Pa, we knew it wasn't going to be easy with Danny. He's so used to being inside in that cage where people feel it's kill or be killed. It's just hard for him to get used to being with people on the outside, that's all.
And you think you can get him used to being with people on the outside?
Yes, I think so. I think it's going to take time, but I think I can do it.
It's quite a responsibility. Kind of responsibility you can't just put on and take off like a suit of clothes. Once you accept it, it becomes part of you. Something you have to live with all your life. You understand that?
Yes, sir, I understand that.
All right.
Thanks.
Don't look so fierce. I only wanted to surprise you. What is this, anyhow?
Well, it's only something I carry around for luck.
A doll. Seems to me a grown-up man should have grown-up things.
Miss Carter, I don't think your dad's gonna like you being out here.
My father. Papa's looking at that prize bull Mr. Cartwright brought back for him. That's all he's thinking about. What are you thinking about, Mr. Kidd? Is it true you spent all those years in jail?
It's true.
What was it like?
You got about 10 years. I'll give you a day-by-day account of it.
No wonder you were so awkward and shy. I bet I was the first girl you were ever with.
That's right.
And I bet you've never held a girl in your arms or kissed her.
No, Miss Carter. I've never kissed a girl.
I think I'd like to be the first.
Please. Stay away from me.
Never had to throw myself at a man before. I've always had to push them away. Don't tell me you're afraid, Mr. Kid.
No, I'm not afraid.
I promise not to struggle. Too hard. Why, you certainly don't know anything about women, do you?
I'm sorry, I had no right to do that.
Ann, what happened? He grabbed me. He tore my blousing.
Why did you have to do it? Why did you have to prove everybody else is right and I'm wrong? You just wouldn't let me help you, would you? All right, I guess I am wrong. And now I'm going to take you back.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that. Pack your things. We're going to leave now.
Sure, friend. Whatever you say.
Welcome back.
How long have I been out?
About an hour.
Hey, it's hard. Is he going?
Yeah, he's gone. Ann came out to the pasture. She was pretty upset.
Did she tell you what happened?
Yeah. Said it was all her fault.
She said it was her fault.
She admitted she'd been teasing him pretty badly. Well, you know how she is.
You're always set to go off half-cocked without hearing things out, ain't you, little brother?
I should have known better.
Too bad Danny isn't around to hear it. Yeah, we're gonna have to find him. There's no telling what he'll do now.
Pa, let me go after him. He'll listen to me. Pa, you gotta let me go.
I don't have to do anything. Now, from here on in, we're in this thing together. Is that understood? And we'll get an early start. He doesn't know this country too well, so it shouldn't be too hard to find him. Come on, let's get you to bed.
Now, just let me sit here for a while.
You'll be all right.
What's for breakfast?
For you, half a cow.
Get off of that diet of mush.
Wake up, little Joe.
The one in the room, boy. I figured you don't reckon.
Are the horses ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
You'll never make it.
Was I that easy to follow?
Just like a herd of cows.
I never had much practice. What happens now?
We go back.
To the ranch, or...?
It's not up to me now. The family will have to decide. But we know the truth about you and Ann.
You think that'll make a difference?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let's go find out. I should have killed you back at the barn.
Well, why didn't you?
I let you live. I figured you'd let me live. But it didn't work out that way.
Why don't you go ahead and use it, Danny? Why don't you go ahead and kill me?
I don't know.
You want to know why? Because you're not an animal. You've had to live like an animal for a long time, but you're not an animal. Sure, you made some mistakes. You're gonna make a lot more mistakes. But you got friends to stick by you now. If you just let them.
You mean proving myself to everybody I meet from now on? I'd rather go back to the cage.
A man has to make his own decisions. If you don't think we'll treat you fair, keep right on going the way you were.
Joseph, sometimes you make me very angry.
Sorry, Pa. I did what I figured I had to do.
Did you find him?
Yeah, I found him.
You can tell that by looking at his face. Where you got him tied up, Joe?
I don't have him tied up. I let him go.
Well, that was pretty foolish, too, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
How come?
Look, all his life, he's had people doing his thinking for him, telling him what to do. It was exactly the same with us. So I decided to let him make his decision himself.
He had one more year to prove himself, and then he'd be on his own. But he couldn't even wait out that 1 year. So, son, you're gonna ride back to the ranch, and we're gonna find him.
Now, look, Pa, give...
Joseph, I'm tired, and I'm hungry, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Now, get going.
Hey, Paul. Look there.
Hey, Joe, wait a minute.
I knew it, Pa, I knew it.
It's kind of wonderful, Joseph. No matter how old a man gets, he can always learn something new.
I offer no excuses, Mr. Cartwright, and I'll accept any decision you hand down.
Well, Danny, I noticed when you left, your chores were only half done. Try to get them finished before supper.
Joe, I believe this belongs to you.
Me and my nag will race you and that flea bag back to the ranch.
All right.
They got two very wealthy young men.
What do you mean, Paul?
Well, they have something that all the money in the world can't buy. It's called friendship.
I managed to beat the stage in, Pa, but my back may never be the same.
Whole half minute to spare. Oh, I was glad to see you still with us. Kind of lost you in that last cloud of dust.
Paul, I know my neck will never be the same. Dad burned collar. There.
And now, don't forget, you're about to meet royalties.
Well, she's not exactly royalty. Lady Chadwick's a countess.
Yeah, that kind of worries me, boy. How do you talk to a countess?
Just remember to mind your manners, that's all.
Come on, Dad! Hey, here comes the stage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lady Chadwick? Linda?
Ben? Ben, how wonderful to see you. I didn't
It was such a surprise.
It was so good of you to come and meet me.
Well, I almost didn't. Your letter didn't arrive until yesterday morning.
Ben, you haven't changed a bit.
I say there, my good man. Do be more careful with that crate, if you please.
And that is Montague, my late husband's business agent.
Mr. Montague? Linda, these are two of my sons. Lady Chadwick.
How do you do?
Joseph and Hoss.
How do you do?
Hi.
It's a great pleasure to meet both of you. But someone's missing. Your eldest son, Adam, isn't it?
Well, yes. He's away in business. He'll be back shortly, but Linda, you've quite a memory.
Yes, I've quite a memory.
Well, the boys will take your luggage back by the wagon. Perhaps Mr. Montague can ride with them, and we'll go back in the carriage.
Wonderful. It's a delightful idea.
We'll see you later, ma'am.
Is that any way to talk to the Countess?
Well, I meant, Your Royal Highness.
What you've been saying about England sounds fascinating. You know, I must get there myself one day.
Yes.
I hope you're going to be able to stay with us for a while.
Well, I've planned about 2 months for my American visit.
2 months? Linda, you couldn't properly tour the Ponderosa in 2 months.
Ben, I'll forgo the rest of my trip if you promise me we can spend these 2 months together.
Oh, that's part of the main Ponderosa herd.
Part? Your cattle holdings are truly enormous.
And those hills straight ahead, they contain some of the richest silver deposits in the world, I guess. Not all ours, of course. And over there, Linda, there's enough timber in those woods to shore up the universe. Do I sound very proud of all this? I am.
Oh, I can well understand. You love it, don't you, Ben?
Yes. Very much.
You have every right to be proud. You've carved a kingdom out of a wilderness. And you've raised 3 fine boys.
Thank you. This is really in trust for them. A trust to the future.
That's all very well, but what about the future of Ben Cartwright?
Well, right now, he's got all he can do to take care of the present.
Here you go.
Burn, I never seen so much baggage.
Well, we better get these 2 next.
Yep.
Hey, wait a minute. You're all out of balance there. I don't want to hurt your back.
Thanks a lot.
That's it. Now you're in balance. Right, and I say, my good fellow, do be careful with that baggage, won't you?
Joe, how come that feller speaks such funny English?
Oh, I don't know. They all seem to speak that way in England.
Yeah.
Hey, Hoss, I don't seem to remember the Countess.
Well, you shouldn't. You wasn't even born yet. I was just a little shaver myself.
Oh, come on. You were never a little shaver.
You reckon what's in this outfit, anyhow?
It feels like part of the Countess's castle. Got it?
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Ponderosa, Countess.
Thank you, little Joe. Oh, I see my luggage. Where's Montague?
Hopsing is showing him to his room.
Is that Hoss?
Yes'm.
Well, it's horse, all right, but what's that in front of him?
Now, don't be curious, Ben. We'll save that for later. Boys, would you mind putting that in the living room for me?
Certainly.
It's lovely here. Lovely.
Shall we go in?
I feel like I've come home.
Now, Linda, I'm sure you know that we're all sort of eaten up with curiosity about,
You mean you don't know what it is?
No.
It's my gift to you, Ben.
Well, you mean you brought that halfway around the world just to...
Just to give it to you. And it was worth all the trouble. Boys, do you mind opening it for me?
No, pleasure, ma'am.
You know, it wasn't necessary. Thank you.
Ben, you used to do better than that. To all those endearing young charms. Remember?
business.
Ah, Mr. Cartwright. I was outside enjoying some of your good Western air. One of your men rode up and asked me to give you this.
Oh, thank you.
What is it, Paul?
Trouble at the lumber camp now.
This better not be serious. We need that timber cutting right now.
You bet we do.
Trouble, Ben?
Oh, yeah, just a little.
I understand what the Ponderosa means to you and the boys. I understand what it means when it's threatened. Montague, why don't we go outside and get some of that fresh air that you mentioned?
Better get over there first thing in the morning, House.
How bad is it, Paul?
Well, Slim says the cutting crew quit cold this afternoon. Every last man.
Morning, Hoss. Am I glad to see you?
Morning, Slim. What's this all about?
Well, they're saying the Ponderosa script is no good anymore. They want to be paid in cash from now on.
What good's cash way off up here? Men, listen to me a minute. I don't know what your complaint is or why. But since when isn't Ponderosa script good for cash any day of the week? Pete? Morgan? Everybody got the lock, Joe?
We ain't trusting the Cartwrights no more, fat boy. No cash, no work.
I don't think I've seen you before.
Name's Runyon, fat boy.
I don't know this one. But I do know the rest of you. Seems pretty clear to me that he's a loudmouth troublemaker. Don't listen to his lies.
Now, you wouldn't be calling me a liar, would you, Cartwright?
I reckon I just did.
Fat boy like you calling a man a liar.
It's fellas like him that keep me from getting fat. Now, does any of you want to change your mind?
You heard him. What about it? We all know Haas can fight, but can his old man pay off?
You dead burn right he can. Now, when you go back to work, you'll get your cash.
Now, Ben, wait. I understand your problem, but I've got to tell you one more time. Money has never been as tight as it is right now. Now, I'd like to help you, but what you're asking is out of the question.
Out of the question, after all the years we've been doing business. Especially now when I'm in such a desperate situation, John.
I'm sorry. I told you how sorry I was, but my hands are tied.
Your hands are tied. John, do you realize I've never been turned down for a loan before?
And our cash reserve has never been called up before. Ben, I couldn't float $1 if I wanted to. Now, if you could hold on for 2 weeks.
If I could hold on for a couple of weeks, do you think I'd be here begging for money?
I'm really sorry, Ben. Wait. I have a meeting of the board. Maybe they can find a solution.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you very much. I asked for immediate cash, and you give me a meeting of the board. Joseph, I've been waiting. Well, what's the situation?
We had a long argument, and I tried to convince him.
And you didn't succeed.
No. I want the money every day when the work's done.
got contracts to deliver that ore. I just don't understand it. Lumber camp, bank, mines. Just doesn't add up.
It adds up to a lot of trouble, Pa.
Good morning.
Morning, Linda.
You both look awfully solemn for such a fine morning.
Well, Did you have a good night's rest?
I slept wonderfully, thank you. The air is indeed a tonic.
Yes, it is. I'll have Hop Sing prepare your breakfast.
He already has. He brought it to me in my room. He's spoiling me terribly.
Paul, I need to talk to you right away. It's about the men up in the lumber camp. Morning, Lady Chadwick. Nice day, ain't it?
Beautiful day, Hoss.
Would you excuse me?
Certainly. Joseph, I'd like to ask your advice about something.
Yes, ma'am.
I was wondering where I was going to hang my wonderful masterpiece. Whether we should keep it in here or whether we should put it in your father's study over the desk.
Well, I think you ought to ask Pa.
He was a handsome man, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He still is a handsome man. That was before he married your mother. You know, Joseph, if I had married your father, you might have been my son, Joseph.
Oh, you'd have had your hands full, ma'am. But I think you could have handled it.
Hey, Pa! Boss! Here comes Adam!
Hello, son. Good to see you home.
Hi, brother. How goes it?
It better be good.
Well, what's wrong with everybody? You look like you just lost the Ponderosa.
It's a joke. It's not funny.
Well, what's he mean, Pa?
Well, how do things go in San Francisco?
Everything went fine. I got the boat to carry the lumber. We set the rates, and they're waiting for the first shipment.
Well, I'm afraid we can't deliver.
Well, what do you mean we can't deliver? We've got to deliver. I've already chartered a ship.
Let's go inside. Adam, you remember Linda Lawrence? Well, from New Orleans.
Yes, of course. I wasn't certain for a moment.
Adam, how very nice to see you again.
Linda's now Lady Chadwick.
Yes, I remember. You went over to England to get married. I was about 11 at the time, wasn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Well, almost 11.
Yeah, something new's been added.
Yes, a gift from Lady Chadwick. Linda did that herself. She's quite an artist, don't you think?
Yes, quite an artist.
You have a moment, my lady?
Oh, Montague, would you come down, please? This is my eldest son, Adam. Mr. Montague, Lady Chadwick's business agent.
Well, how do you do, sir?
Hello.
Have some papers for your signature, my lady.
Would you take them to my room, Montague? I'll be along in a moment. Montague represents the tyranny of trivia. It was nice to see you again, Adam. Excuse me.
Let's go.
The Countess of Chadwick.
Got a bit different from the girl we knew in New Orleans, isn't she? Look, Adam, I'm not going to hold anything back. We're in more trouble than I can ever remember.
Oh, Paul, we've weathered lots of storms.
Well, just what is all this about?
Well, we knew we were overextending ourselves a little when we contracted for both the ore and the timber deliveries. And as Hoss says, we've weathered such storms before. But this time it's a little different. I don't think we can make delivery. For some reason, the men working for us have the idea that we're flat broke. So they refuse to work unless they get paid in cash every day instead of Ponderosa scrip. Well, the bank has no cash reserves to loan us, so stalemate.
Bad as all that, huh?
As bad as all that. We have all these contracts to meet. And that means that somehow we're going to have to meet the men's demands, ridiculous as they may seem. And time is running out on us.
Oh, Mr. Cartwright, Lady Chadwick wishes to see you, sir, at your earliest convenience.
Well, I'm rather busy right now, Montague. Is it anything important?
Oh, I wouldn't know, sir. But I do know her ladyship minds being kept waiting.
All right.
Well, let's go over these contracts again. Maybe there's still a way out.
Yeah, I don't know, Adam. I ain't never seen Paul this worried. Have you, Joe?
No. I ain't never had a better reason.
Come in.
It's been so many years, I'd forgotten about this.
You gave it to me for Christmas. I'll never part with it.
I imagine you've received more expensive gifts.
It wasn't the money. I've learned a great deal about money these last years.
Yes, I'm learning more about money every day myself. Oh, Montague said you wanted to see me about something.
Yes. Ben, my womanly intuition tells me that you're in trouble and need help.
Well, your womanly intuition was never more correct. But everything will be all right. We'll be all right.
Ben, I'm a very wealthy woman. I've got money. You need it. It's as simple as that.
Well, Linda, that's very, very generous of you and very kind and thoughtful, but
You
thoughtful
make
and very
me the
generous.
happiest woman in the world.
It's very generous of you.
I insist, Ben.
Linda, thank you. But we've always been able to manage on the Ponderosa, and I'm sure we will now. Thank you.
Very well. If it was another woman, I'd know what to do. It seems that my rival is this ranch.
I never quite thought of it that way, but perhaps you're right.
Fire. Fire. The temper's on fire. Boys! Boys! Adam! Northwest section of fire!
You've all been very helpful, men. We're all very grateful to you. Certainly caught this thing before it did any real damage. It'll be a bonus for all of you.
Slim, you got any notion how this fire started?
Runyon's been missing several hours. I hate to accuse the man, but he was seen before we saw the smoke. Now he's gone.
Well, he better gone a long way.
Is there any word about the pay?
They'll be paid when they're supposed to be.
I'm afraid I can't get him back to work without something more than that.
Lem, you just keep them going until we can work something out.
Well, they might stick around, but they're not going to work. Not till you pay them.
We'll find a way somehow.
They're good men. It's just Runyon. You know, he's got them convinced you're broke.
We'll just have to unconvince him. Come on, boys, let's ride.
Sure would like to get my hands on that Runyon.
Adam, go to town and see the sheriff. Maybe you can pick up Runyon's trail. He should have some interesting information.
On my way.
Excuse me, Mr. Cartwright, for busting in.
What is it this time, Kelly?
Well, some of the men are threatening to flood the shafts at the mine.
Those shafts ever get flooded, it'll take months to pump them out.
Looks like troublemaker Runyon's moved over to the mines. Let's go, Kelly.
Oh, Mr. Adam, you perchance going into town, sir?
Yes.
Oh, I'd appreciate a ride. Business details, you know.
Well, come along.
Good day, gentlemen.
Ben, are you going to take me for the ride you promised me?
Oh, yes, I did, didn't I? Well, Linda, House and I have been discussing some problems, and would you mind terribly if we postponed?
I am disappointed, but perhaps we can do it some other time.
Of course.
Oh, Paul, why don't you go on? You need a little fresh air anyhow. Ain't nothing we can do around here till little Joe and Adam get back.
I know.
Ben, the ride will do you good. Come on. That water is so blue. It's beautiful. No wonder you love it so much. There I go, talking about my rival again. Are you feeling better, darling?
Much better.
Good.
Well, I shouldn't give the lake or the Ponderosa all the credit for that. I think the company had something to do with it.
Flatterer. But then you always were. Still the same Ben Cartwright I fell in love with in New Orleans.
Now, Linda, that's all in the past.
There's one thing I could never forget. Those engravings.
I don't recall any engravings.
It's a woman's memory, darling. The engravings on the invitations. On our wedding invitations. What is it?
Some strange men. Better get over there and see what they're up to.
Howdy.
Oh, hello there, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, yes, sir.
Say, doesn't your property line extend from right about here down to the lake?
Yeah, it does. I believe there's some old markers along the way. Why?
Well, someone just bought that parcel of land over yonder, and I wouldn't want to make a mistake about your property line.
Somebody bought that piece of land? Oh. Do you know who that might be?
Gosh, I don't know. My company just sent me out here to survey the line. Well, that's all I can tell you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
It's a beautiful piece of land, Ben. I'm surprised you never bought it yourself.
So am I, Linda. So am I.
Hey, you have a good time?
I had a lovely time.
House, we're Adam and little Joe.
Paul, they ain't got back yet.
It's funny, I expect them back by now.
Come on, Jimmy.
Remember, Ben, my offer still holds good. Don't forget it.
Joseph, what happened?
We stopped them from flooding the shaft, but the men quit.
All of them?
Yeah, all but a skeleton crew.
They can't do that.
I can't understand it, Pa. I don't know what it all means.
Well, Adam, what did you come up with?
Well, this fella Runyon's been seen in town, but nobody's able to find him.
Well, did you talk to the sheriff?
Yeah. But I don't think Runyon's our main problem.
What does that mean?
Pa, they're working awfully close to home. We might as well face it.
Might as well face what?
When did it all start? Now think back. When did it all really begin to happen?
I think Adam's got something, Pa.
Well, you've got something on your mind. Out with it.
We know there are problems to running a ranch the size of the Ponderosa. But all of these things happening one right after the other, it has to be part of a well-organized plan.
Yeah, well, that thought sort of crossed my mind, too. But whose?
I can think of somebody. The Countess.
Don't be stupid.
Pa, it has to be. She wasn't here for more than a week when we had that trouble with the timber crew. Then we had to shut down the mine, and then the fire. She has to be the one behind this operation. It's ridiculous.
Even if it turns out to be the truth.
Paul, they could be right.
Let's just stop all these insinuations.
Pa, we know how you feel.
Be quiet. All right, what do you want us to do?
First thing I want you to do is stop those insinuations, and the second thing is get some facts. I think I know where we can start. We'll find out who bought that piece of land right next to the Ponderosa.
Somebody bought some land nearby here?
Yeah, on the southwest line. Saw the surveying crew, and I was out riding with Linda. Well, land titles must be filed in the land office. Someone's name must be on those papers.
All right, let's get to the land office then.
Well, I'll attend to that. Unless you ride into town with me, we can have another look for Runyon. And boys, before we jump at any conclusions, let's get some solid facts. So mind your manners with Lady Chadwick.
She had to gain, Adam. What does she want?
Pa? She wants him, she's out to get him. What other reason does she need?
Mike,
What can I do for you, Hoss? You want to send a telegram?
No, thank you, Mike. Mike, I'm looking for a big feller named Runyon, a great big noisy guy. He's about 6'6" or 6'7", weighs about 265, 270.
Oh, it's a fellow about your size, eh?
Yeah, a little bit taller.
Was he dressed rough and cock boots and all?
Yeah?
Well, you must be a friend of that Englishman's been visiting with you all.
Montague? Him and Montague know each other?
Well, I don't know. The English fellow was just in there sending off telegrams to banks in San Francisco and New York. Then Runyon came in and they left, quick like.
Where'd they go?
Well, across the street.
Where across the street?
Well, the old livery stable, the one that Hank Purdy quit running last month. They left just a minute ago.
Thank you, Mike. Hey, Paul, I just found Runyon.
Hoss, the boys were right. You know, that property that was sold next to ours? Name on the land title? Montague's. Linda's behind the whole thing. She's been using Montague as a front.
Paul, Montague and Runyon are right now in the stable. Right there. Come on. Come on.
I say this ain't enough. If they'd have caught me setting that fire, I'd have been lynched. And I want more. And if I don't get the money, I'm going to go to the sheriff and tell him the real story.
Remember me, fat boy?
Hoss, take him to the sheriff. I just couldn't believe it. And then I saw your signature on that deed in the land office.
Ah, yes. I knew that purchase was a mistake. Have to sign the thing, you know.
British Land Corporation. Belongs to Lady Chadwick, doesn't it?
That is none of your business, Mr. Cartwright, if you'll pardon my bluntness.
Anything that affects the Ponderosa is my business. Shall we go to the sheriff's office?
Oh, no. Afraid I can't accommodate you there, old man. That's not in our plans at all.
Montague, I could drop you where you stand. But I won't.
I must say that's very sporting of you, Mr. Cartwright. You know, quite a few things have surprised me in this new country of yours. I accept your challenge. It's only fair to warn you, though. I still hold the advantage. You are older than I.
Don't let that deter you.
I've about had it, you know. Would you say I fought my best and didn't welch on you, old man?
Yeah, I think I could certainly say that.
Point of honor, you know.
Montague, I want you to tell me the truth about Lady Chadwick. And about yourself.
Quite.
You've finished dressing at last. Oh, Ben, I'm so happy that you've decided to accept my offer of help.
Well, I merely said we'd talk about it, Linda.
Oh, just you wait. I wonder where Montague is with the papers.
Well, he'll be here.
It was so nice of you to invite him for dinner.
As you said, he knows more about your business affairs than you do.
Oh, Ben, it's all going to be so wonderful here at the Ponderosa. With you and the boys, just all together. The Ponderosa is just the beginning, Ben. Oh, I've never been so happy in all my life. Oh, we've been waiting for you. And what a handsome lot you are.
Well, gentlemen, I propose a toast to our lovely guest.
You're all very solemn. I wonder where Montague is.
Well, he'll be here. Hoss, would you help me?
Yes, sir.
To a beautiful guest who's brought color and life to a lonely bachelor's establishment.
No longer lonely, darling.
And what's more, has brought us intriguing memories of the past. To Linda Lawrence, Countess of Chadwick. The most charming and most conniving witch I've ever known.
What did you say?
I said you're the most charming and most conniving witch I have ever known.
Ben, you're not serious.
Linda, why did you come here?
You know why. To recapture something we lost 20 years ago.
No, to recapture what you had lost. And when I refused to roll back the years, you tried to use your Chadwick influence and money in some willful attempt to break the Ponderosa and force me into a marriage.
No, Ben. You're wrong. It's a lie. It's a monstrous lie.
You had all this planned very carefully long before you arrived, didn't you?
Oh, boys. Please, he's wrong. I told him he was wrong. I tried to save the Ponderosa.
Save it? By wrecking it?
I offered you money.
Did you really think I'd accept your money?
Why not? I thought you'd accept anything to save this stupid ranch that you've substituted for a woman.
Linda, I would never put the Ponderosa above the love of a woman. But you're no longer a woman, Linda.
I'll show you the kind of woman I can be. Where is Montague? Montague!
Montague?
You knew he was there all the time. Montague, come down here at once. I said come down here at once.
It's no good, my lady.
Montague's right. It's no good. You may be able to buy out the cash reserves of a small bank, Countess, but you cannot buy out my friends.
I can buy anything, anybody.
You cannot buy everybody. This afternoon, the stockholders of the bank voted me all the money I need from their own personal accounts.
Money. I'll show you what money can do. Montague, carry out my orders. Wire the shippers in San Francisco.
It's no use, my lady. I had to tell them the truth. Your plans are finished.
I'll do it myself. I'll break you if it's the last thing I do.
Linda, stop it. Must you destroy everything you can't have, everything you can't possess? You destroy your own happiness.
Happiness? What do you know about happiness? You clodhopper, you farmer!
My lady, you demean yourself.
Pack our things.
For the first time in her life, she needs someone to help her.
Montague!
There's a place for you here, if you want it.
Montague!
Yes, my lady.
We're sorry, Pop.
Well, I guess we've learned something. And almost losing all this, maybe we can appreciate it more.
Why don't we all go outside and try some of that good, clean Western air Montague was talking about?
Yeah, never smelled better.